In a secure vault beneath FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C., there exists a classified file containing intercepts, surveillance transcripts, and financial records. The file has never been publicly released, but its existence has been confirmed by multiple former intelligence officials. They say its contents could trigger a constitutional crisis, mass protests, and the potential fall of a democratic regime. What information could be so explosive that even discussing it remains taboo among Western intelligence agencies? There is no single FBI file that fits this description exactly, because intelligence agencies don't typically hold documents with the power to collapse governments in isolation. Power lies in networks of information, corroboration, and political will to act. Declassified histories and investigative journalism have revealed cases where intelligence files contained evidence of serious wrongdoing by allied governments. If released, these files could have destabilized entire regimes. The most plausible real-world parallels come from the Cold War. Information was suppressed for geopolitical stability. The most documented cases involve U.S. intelligence intercepts related to allied governments during the Cold War. These situations appeared in Latin America, the Middle East, and South Asia. In several cases, U.S. intelligence agencies gathered evidence of corruption, covert operations, and violations of international agreements. One of the most cited examples involves Pakistan during the late 1970s. At the time, Pakistan was a critical U.S. ally against Soviet expansion. U.S. intelligence collected information suggesting misuse of military aid and hidden nuclear development. This information conflicted with public diplomatic assurances. In 1979, U.S. intelligence confirmed the construction of a uranium enrichment facility. This triggered internal legal concerns within the U.S. government. U.S. law required cutting off aid to non-nuclear states pursuing nuclear weapons, but enforcement was delayed due to geopolitical priorities. What happens when law and strategy collide? During the 1980s, cooperation deepened as the Soviet-Afghan War intensified. U.S. intelligence simultaneously documented corruption, diversion of weapons, and illicit activities. These findings remained classified. Publicly, the alliance appeared strong. Privately, intelligence agencies debated the risks of disclosure, classified knowledge versus public narrative. The evidence that such intelligence files exist comes from multiple independent sources. Former intelligence officers have described internal debates over whether sensitive information about allied governments should be released. These accounts appear in books, interviews, and sworn testimony. Several officials confirmed that files documenting corruption and criminal activity by allied governments were classified for national security reasons. Some of this material was withheld even from congressional oversight. Declassified. Government publications later confirmed that U.S. officials were aware of wrongdoing but chose not to act publicly. One major source is the Foreign Relations of the United States series. These volumes publish diplomatic records. Decades after decisions were made, they reveal what policymakers knew at the time. In several cases, these records show debates over confronting allied corruption versus protecting strategic alliances. Not everyone agrees that suppressing intelligence about allied wrongdoing is unethical. Some former intelligence officials argue that secrecy protects national interests and global stability. They claim exposure could destabilize fragile governments. From this perspective, intelligence agencies exist to serve policymakers, not public transparency. Critics strongly disagree. Transparency advocates argue that indefinite secrecy undermines democracy. They warn of a double standard. When allies commit crimes, evidence is hidden. When adversaries do, it is publicized. Selective transparency. Information revealed based on political convenience. Some scholars question whether releasing such files would truly collapse governments. History suggests collapse is rare without broader social unrest. In many cases, scandals cause embarrassment rather than regime change. Still, uncertainty remains. The public rarely sees the most sensitive intelligence files. Classification, decisions lack external review. This creates large gaps in public understanding. What would change if people knew everything? The impact is felt most by ordinary citizens. When evidence of corruption is hidden, citizens lose the ability to hold leaders accountable. This creates a moral hazard. Leaders protected from exposure have less incentive to reform. The people pay the price. American citizens are also affected when trust in institutions erodes. Secrecy versus accountability, an unresolved tension. Experts say the real issue is not secrecy itself, but who controls it. When secrecy decisions happen behind closed doors, accountability disappears. Congressional oversight exists, but it is limited. Even elected officials may not see the full picture. Oversight, supervision meant to prevent abuse of power. This imbalance raises serious ethical questions. Who decides what the public can handle, and at what cost? Some reforms have been proposed, but progress remains slow. Declassification. Timelines are often extended. What we know versus what remains classified. The future of intelligence transparency remains uncertain. What happens next depends on public pressure, political will, and time. Some secrets fade, others wait. If you want to understand how power works in the shadows, watch our next story. Follow for more hidden history. Like and subscribe Prime Vault Stories, and click the bell icon.